So pull it up. You know, talk smack. You wanna enforce that. Show me the money. I'm tired of defunded mandates. That's all we ever get at the local level is defunded mandates. Yeah, you do.
6 o'clock, we'll go ahead and call this meeting of the Hampton City Council to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do have Councilman Harms and Councilman Eckhart absent tonight. Take a motion to approve the agenda. Actually, before I do that, I need to ask for an amendment. Ron is requesting that we amend the agenda to adjust the claims total lowered to $263,991.19. There's a claim for $1,900 that Doug is still negotiating. So need a motion to approve that amendment.
I move we approve the amendment, or do you want us just to approve the agenda as
Let's approve
amended?
let's approve the amendment first.
Okay, I move we approve the amendment.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the amendment?
What was that figure?
The new number is $263,991.19. Any other discussion on the agenda amendment? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And now I take a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I move we approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We have the council workshop report. These are the minutes of the September 9th, 2013 Hampton City Council workshop. Members present were Eckhart, Crowley, Lukensmeyer, and Hogback. Absent were Harms and Davies. Also present were myself, City Manager Ron Nutt, Public Works Director Doug Tarr, and Police Chief Schaefer. Pledge of Allegiance was cited. Offered time for public comment, there were none. I read a letter from Michelle Tillman requesting a waiver of the requirement to replace a sidewalk at 408 3rd Street Southeast. Ms. Tillman addressed the council and explained that the old sidewalk led to nowhere since her neighboring property to the south had no sidewalk. The council considered the pros and cons to replacement of the sidewalk and will consider the request at the September 12th, 2013 council meeting. Bradley Waddle gave an update of the aquatic center season. Overall, things went pretty well. We'd like to iron out some issues surrounding swim lesson scheduling, and we'll work on this matter through the winter in preparation for next season. He also requested that he be consulted should the council consider changing his position to salary. Chief Schaefer presented handouts showing current rank structure for police officers and his proposal for changes. Current structure allows for chief, captain, lieutenant, staff sergeant, sergeant, corporal, and patrol persons. Ron supported the idea of reducing the rank structure based upon input received from Bill Mulder of Mulder and Associates. Mulder recommended a chief and captain, which was agreeable to Ron. Chief Schaefer recommends reducing to chief, captain, and lieutenant. Consensus of the council was agreeable to the chief's recommendation and will consider at September 12, 2013 council meeting. Doug explained that Butch Croaky Auto Body needs the city to sign off on an Iowa DOT permit to pave areas of right-of-way in the 500 block of 4th Street Southeast. Croaky understands he must meet certain Iowa DOT requirements regarding use of the right-of-way if paved. Doug also stated that this improvement would qualify for city assistance towards the ADA sidewalk ramp improvements consistent with prior city practices. Consensus of the council was agreeable and did not direct Doug otherwise. Doug and Ron then updated the council on recent stiffer Iowa DOT enforcement of federal ADA sidewalk ramp requirements. In the past, city, mill, and overlay street maintenance projects did not include sidewalk ramp improvements. Iowa DOT has indicated that any future mill and overlay projects that take place within the radius of the street intersection with pedestrian crossings will require engineered design and replacement of all pedestrian ramp approaches within the intersection. This will add to the cost of street improvement projects and likely reduce the actual street improvements due to limited funds. Previous council workshop, Craig Eckhart requested the council consider developing a property owner recognition to highlight positive steps taken by residents to make Hampton a better community. Ron had done some research into what other communities have done and handed out a brochure from the city of Osceola, which details a recognition program they have in place. The consensus was to support a program that recognized a wide range of properties regardless of value and possibly spotlight those who had previously received a nuisance notice. And then reported that I had been approached by a citizen requesting the council consider the idea of installing a dog park. Meeting concluded at 7:17 p.m. With that, we'll open it up to public comment. Seeing none, we'll move forward. Have a public hearing on the agenda tonight regarding notice to abate nuisance issued to North Iowa Rentals LLC, Milton Heidi owner, property located at 222 9th Place Northeast in Hampton. Any comments? Do you have anything on this?
All I have, Mayor, is I could enter into any information that you want, address photographs of the property, take them to notice, so I'll just so you know that was got legitimate notice basically, so if you would like to see those, I'd pass them around. You can just have those if you'd like to return, and I can put it in my file for anything in the future.
Well, I drove by today and it's mowed, but I mean, there's some weeds there, there's a stump holding the door closed, I think, on the front step, and there's some things like in the driveway, I don't know if it's like bigger windows or some kind of doors that are laying there, I think you can see in the pictures. And there's some of the sidewalks gone too.
Yeah, still some issues there, I think.
I don't know.
The notice that was
Those are-
sent was just grass and weeds, but yeah,
So-
I can talk about it.
So with those weeds, does that include those ones that are just thrown by the house and by the garage? I mean, do you measure that, or is it just strictly more the yard?
You know, basically the rule of thumb's been if someone's maintaining and keeping things mowed below, below the standard, if there's a couple little weeds sticking up next to a garage or a house, no, we're not gonna do anything with that, when you compound it with long grass, and then you have these weeds, and the grand scheme of things, yeah, that's what's gonna get a notice. We've had a number of those go out this year, and some complaint driven, some being observed by staff, and we have quite a list that we look at every single week.
So you'd say it's been abated then? I mean, it's taken care of?
No, we
or no?
haven't gone back on this one yet, so. Just wait for the appeal process.
Not sure, I don't think we need further.
No, it's gotta comply with the notices.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Unless someone wants to make a motion to deny it based on. Okay, you can show up. You can do that too if you want.
Basically, just make it official and acknowledge that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll second.
Motion by Val, second by Jim to deny Mr. Heidi's appeal. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No old business tonight. New business, town man with Yagi Colby Associates is here to give us an update on the wastewater treatment facility project. Tom?
Good afternoon. Want to leave extra copies at the desk?
Please.
Sir.
All right, what I just handed out to you guys is a revised schedule that I put together. I just finished up today for the most part. And what I want to bring up to speed on is you'll notice that the dates in there are different than what you've seen previously. And What happens sometimes with wastewater plant projects is that we've got, trying to make the city of Hampton fit the rules, or the rules fit the city of Hampton is what is a challenge for me as an engineer. This book right here governs all cities for wastewater from the size of Hansel to the size of Los Angeles. So if you can really think that that covers every city in this book right here, you'll be greatly mistaken. So what ends up happening is, when we're working with the wastewater people out there, whether it be equipment suppliers or whoever it is, they make equipment similar to, and I just like to equate this to cans of pop out there. There's only so many sizes of things that are available. So what we do is we work out things that fit the city the best we can, and then what we have to do is submit that to the DNR, and then we have to work out the differences between what we want to submit and what the rules may say, okay? The rules may say that a certain part of the plant has to have water going through it at such and such a speed. The available equipment out there that we can get for your facility and the wastewater flow characteristics for the city of Hampton may not fit that. I mean, there's only so many things we can actually do. And one of the things that has been kind of a stickler with this project is the large variances in flow. I know Doug and Ron have talked about this stuff in the past. When it's dry out here, the flows are low. When it's wet out here, the flows are really high. And when it's really wet, they are exceedingly high. And those particular gaps are actually larger than most communities I work with, okay? For example, your peak flow, I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, is over twice the city of Osage's, but you're only 25% bigger than Osage, okay? But yet it's 100% more in that situation. A lot of it has to do with the type of land you guys have. I mean, Osage is right next to the river, but it's up pretty high and drains away fairly quickly. There's all sorts of things. So the wastewater equipment that we had chosen for you guys has worked well in a lot of other communities and fit the rules fairly well. It wasn't fitting so well with you guys, but we've gotten through that now, okay? It's taken most of the summer to do that and to work with the DNR to try to find where's our common ground here going to be, because we've got to balance reality with this book. And it happens with a lot of places. That's pretty natural, to tell you the truth. So we're at the point now where the DNR has asked for a small sliver of information that has been submitted to them this week. I'm fully expecting that in the next week or so, they're going to come back and say the concept is good, finish up the plans and specs, because right now they've reviewed the 60% plans and specs, which is conceptual, more detailed than just conceptual, but that's where they're at right now. And to tell you the truth, as they've been reviewing this, we've been coming to common ground. We've been making those corrections all the way along, so in all actuality, our plan set today is more like 92.5%, and as soon as they come to terms with this last little thing we just submitted, a couple weeks we're done, and that's what the schedule's kind of based on. So the schedule that you have in front of you, what I'm hoping is that sometime within the next 3 to 4 weeks, which puts us about the middle of October, we'll have everything taken care of with DNR. We'll have our plans fully ready to go. I will sit down with the staff. We'll look them over real quick one last time. We've looked at it a lot of times already. And then what we would do is we would come to your council meeting, the second one in October there, and basically ask for permission to submit the final set of plans and specs to the DNR. And then we begin that process. The nice thing about this current process, which is different than it was about 10 years ago, is that since they've seen partial set of plans and specs, they understand the project, they understand the concept, this last submittal goes a lot quicker than the first one did, because now they're just going to look at the smaller items, because all the big conceptual stuff's going to take care of. So with that, I would intend that concurrently, while they're looking at that, or even slightly prior to that, I got to go with Ron and you guys' attorney to kind of go over some of the contractual things to make sure everything's good with that. But I'd be hoping that right around the first of the year, wherever your first council meeting is there, that we'd be setting bid dates, doing resolutions, whatever else. That's the goal right now. And the DNR is a little different. The only sticking point maybe is that for whatever reason, these guys don't take a lot of vacation during the summertime or the rest of the year, and they got the use it or lose it policy. So sometimes they've got a hard time getting a hold of these guys the last 3 weeks or last 4 weeks of the year because they're taking all that vacation. That's the only thing that could really, in my mind, change stuff is personnel availability down there. That's really all I see right now. So we'd be looking at, if you turn the next page, starting construction, and I got April 1st down there. 2 years ago we could start construction February. It depends on what's going on. And this year we couldn't start construction until July, to tell the truth. So that's my guess at it. We have substantial completion, which means that everything's done and running. It may not all be painted, it may not all be cleaned up, and the seating might not be done, but everything works as designed by August 1st, and we give them another month and a half or so to do the final cleanup and get everything done. We'll finalize the project. I do want to give you guys one quick heads up. As you're aware, there's a portion of the project that is a forgivable loan, grant, whatever you want to call it. Ron and I have been talking about that, and there is a due date on that. You have to have used that money by June of 2015, and I've talked to the state, and basically the way it works is that that's the first money you're going to draw. So we're going to be drawing that money in the spring of 14, no problems. So everything's good from a financial standpoint. The only side effect of this, in my mind, in all honesty, because the market's still in your favor, is you guys got a little bit more opportunity to get your kitty up a little bit more. So yeah, I know the deep track to that is that we're limping along on a really old wastewater plant. So there's always two sides to this. That's kind of where we're at. I mean, I'd entertain any questions you folks have.
Well, Tom, I just wanted to mention, you said the begin construction and substantial completion. You didn't say the years, because the begin construction was April 1st of 2014, but the substantial completion was August 1st of 2015.
Yes, these projects are pretty substantial. They usually take, if we didn't have winter, we could get it done in 12 months, but because of that, we can't. It's usually an 18-month process to get something like this built.
What was the funds you said that had to be used by June of 2015? What was that again?
Yeah, you got
iJobs grant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
1.7 million.
And they'll award or draw that money first. And is it a grant or a forgivable loan? It's different. Oh, it's a grant. Okay. So you'll draw that money first, and to tell you the truth, it'll be drawn fairly quickly. It's a pretty expensive project. The 1.7 million bucks is still a lot of money, but there's a lot of upfront money associated with mobilization, ordering of equipment, because all these equipment suppliers require some pretty good down payments. So it'll definitely be used up in the spring of 14. Other than that, your land is secure. Your attorney has had his first round at the 60% plans and specs. He's given me his comments that I will incorporate in the final set, which he'll still have another chance to review. And as I mentioned, I met with staff, which includes Jerry and Trev, quite a few times throughout this project. So I think we've got everything pretty much covered that needs to be covered. So we're getting much closer now. This summer is a little bit tough trying to get this to work out the DNR, but we're past that point now.
Just as far as a couple of questions that just came up this last week.
Sure.
As the new line going to the new site from the old site,
Yep.
was that through kind of the center of the soccer fields?
Yep.
And then it was bored, when it goes under the Highway 3, it'll be bored underneath the tree area that's planted on the south side of Highway 3.
That is correct.
Okay.
We will